A woman and her husband are at a local restaurant. Even though the woman always seems to find something to complain about, they still regularly visit the restaurant because the food is good and they enjoy the atmosphere. As usual, within minutes of taking their seats, the woman calls over their waiter.
"Waiter,"
she says,
"please turn up the air conditioning. It's much too hot in here."
Minutes later, she asks the waiter to turn down the air conditioning because she's too cold. Soon, she is complaining she's getting too hot again. As their food arrives, the woman is finally silent as she eats her meal. Another customer who is sitting near the couple's table can't help but notice that at no time did the waiter show any anger. In fact, he is surprisingly patient. As the waiter walks past his table, the man calls him over and says quietly,
"I don't know how you put up with that pesky woman over there."
"Oh, it's really no bother at all,"
replies the waiter.
"We don't have an air conditioner."
The banker saw his old friend Tom, an 80-year-old rancher, in town. Tom had lost his wife a year or so before, and rumor had it that he was marrying a mail-order bride. Being a good friend, the banker asked Tom if the rumor was true. Tom assured him that it was. The banker then asked Tom the age of his new bride-to-be. Tom proudly said,
"She'll be 21 in November."
Now the banker, being the wise man that he was, could see that a young woman could not be satisfied by an 80-year-old man. Wanting his old friend's remaining years to be happy, the banker tactfully suggested that Tom should consider getting a hired hand to help him out on the ranch, knowing nature would take its own course. Tom thought this was a good idea and said he would look for one that afternoon. About 4 months later, the banker ran into Tom in town again. "How's the new wife?" asked the banker. Tom proudly said,
"Good, she pregnant."
The banker, happy that his sage advice had worked out, continued, "And how's the hired hand?" Tom replied,
"She pregnant too."
A guy stops at the post office during his lunch hour to mail some bills. When he gets there, he sees a middle-aged, balding man standing at the counter in front of him. The man is methodically placing love stamps on bright pink envelopes covered with hearts. He then takes out a perfume bottle and starts spraying scent all over them. The guy is in a hurry, and the man at the counter has a huge stack of envelopes that he hasn't even gotten to yet. Becoming impatient, as well as curious, he walks up to the balding man and asks him what he's doing. The man replies,
"I'm sending out 1,000 Valentine's cards signed Guess Who?"
"But why?" asks the man. The man replies,
"Well, I'm a divorce lawyer."
A man and a woman meet at a bar one day and are getting along really well. So, they decide to go back to the woman's house. Suddenly, the woman hears something and screams,
"Quick, my husband just got home. Go hide in the bathroom."
So, the man runs into the bathroom. As her husband enters the bedroom, he asks, "Why are you naked?"
"Well,"
the wife replies,
"I heard you pull up outside, so I thought we could have a little fun before dinner."
"Great," says the husband. "I'll go get ready." Before his wife can stop him, he enters the bathroom and sees a naked man standing there clapping his hands randomly in the space around him.
"Who the heck are you?"
asks the husband. "Oh, I'm from the exterminator company. I'm here to get rid of the moths you've been having problems with." The husband replies,
"That's fine, but why are you naked?"
The man then looks down at himself and says, "Those little bastards!" Eleanor, the local gossip and self-appointed keeper of the church's morals, kept poking her nose into other people's business. Several members of the church did not approve of her extracurricular activities, but kept to themselves in fear of retribution. She made a mistake, however, when she accused a new member, George, of being an alcoholic after seeing his old pickup parked outside the town's only bar one afternoon. Eleanor emphatically told George and several others of the congregation that by seeing his car there, everyone would know exactly what he was doing. George, a man of few words, stared at her for a moment, then just turned and walked away. He didn't explain, defend, or deny. He said nothing. Later that evening, George quietly parked his pickup truck in front of Eleanor's house, leaving it there all night. A local business is looking for office help. They put a sign in the window saying "Help Wanted." Must be able to type, must be good with a computer, and must be bilingual. We are an equal opportunity employer. A short time afterward, a dog trots up to the window, sees the sign, and goes inside. He looks at the receptionist and wags his tail, then walks over to the sign, looks at it, and whines. Getting the idea, the receptionist gets the office manager. The office manager looks at the dog and he's surprised to say the least. However, the dog looks determined, so he leads him into the office. Inside, the dog jumps up on the chair and stares at the manager. The manager says,
I can't hire you. The sign says you have to be able to type.
The dog jumps down, goes to the typewriter, and proceeds to type out a perfect letter. He takes out the page, trots over to the manager and gives it to him, then jumps back on the chair. The manager is stunned, but then he tells the dog,
The sign says you have to be good with a computer.
The dog jumps down again and goes to the computer. The dog proceeds to demonstrate his expertise with various programs. He produces a sample spreadsheet and database and then presents them to the manager. By this time, the manager is totally dumbfounded. He looks at the dog and says,
I realize that you're a very intelligent dog and have some interesting abilities. However, I still can't give you the job.
The dog jumps down and goes over to the Help Wanted sign, then puts his paw on the part about being an equal opportunity employer. The manager says,
Yeah, but the sign also says that you have to be bilingual.
The dog looks at him straight in the face and says, Meow, meow.